Once they accept, it will pop up on your screen when you get an answer wrong. Now let's not get carried away. What do you think we're made of? Extra lives? There's rules. You can only use one per game and only up to question 12. That way you stay in the game with the chance of the money, but you still have to get the last question right. Okay, we can't just give you everything for free. Now, we're still, smoothing out the kinks in the game, so let's be kind to each other, aka me. I'm seeing all the feedback on Twitter. Hashtag Words with Friends Live. We are watching and reading all your feedback, so don't worry if you don't get a response. Trust me and believe, we see it all. Reminder, we're streaming live, so if you have Wi-Fi, please connect to it for the best connection, because as always, you want to see this as crispy and as fresh as you can. Plus, if your Wi-Fi is a little janky, that might be the reason why your phone's not responding when you tap the correct answer. Oh, check that out. So, connect to Wi-Fi, and also if your battery's low, please plug it in. Now, if you've been checking your Words with Friends dashboard, you'll always see the word of the day. And since we start the game off with that, what's that? Oh, it's like a hint to help out with the game because we start with that question, so it's a little bit of a freebie. Imagine that. Our word of the day is dilation. So let's dip our toe into the word game pool with question number 1. Here we go. An optometrist dilates what? Your eyes, your teeth, or your ears? What does an optometrist dilate? The word dilate means to make wider, but it can also mean to speak or write at length on a particular subject. For example, you might say that I'm dilating particularly long at the top of the show when explaining the rules. Like, I know some of you understand the rules of the game, some of y'all, but then some don't, and that's okay. But it is kind of like high school PE. We all got to do push-ups together, and if one person don't do it right, then we got to start all over again. Sorry, I don't make the rules, I just read them. The correct answer is your eyes. That's right. An optometrist dilates your eyes. They also have that big plastic spoon thing you put over one of your eyes to look at the letters. Fun fact, if you have an optimistic optometrist, they might think the glass is half full and also that your eyes are half dilated, which is a healthy thing. Question number 2. Which gem is more likely to be green? Sapphire, topaz, or emerald? I swear, if you don't get this, I'm going to stay right here and keep asking questions. The definition of gemstones are precious stones that are usually polished and worn as jewelry. Just think about it. At some point, a fashionable cave person, probably named Jared, found a rock, was like, ugh, pretty. And the girl was like, I want that, let me wear it. So then she wore it. Then all the other cave women wanted to wear it. And then all the cave men, to get their girl some, they had to go to Jared. That's where that started. The correct answer is emerald. That's right. Topaz gemstones are usually colorless, yellow or pale, blue, and sapphires are typically very blue. Emeralds are green because of trace amounts of chromium and sometimes vanadium, not because they're not ripe. They don't grow on trees, you can't eat them. Question number 3, 42,000 people moving forward. In literature, foreshadowing is an allusion to something in what point in time? In the future, in the past, or currently happening, currently occurring? Although they sound very similar, the word allusion is completely different from the word illusion. An illusion is something that can trick your mind into believing what you see, like magic. I don't know how many people would be interested in seeing David Blaine performing an illusion. He'd just be standing there talking, making a bunch of vague references about magic in general, and he's not the most exciting speaker to begin with. The correct answer is in the future. Foreshadowing can be a warning or indication of a future event, like Romeo and Juliet when Mercutio says, ask for me tomorrow and you will find me a grave man. Yeah, he died later. That was a hint. What do you mean, spoiler alert? That play came out in 1595. You ain't seen it yet? All right. Question number 4, 32,000 moving forward. What does Queen's English mean? All English dialects, English as used in Britain, or speeches given by the Queen? Which one of those means Queen's English? The Queen's English is also how I describe Beyonce's song lyrics. You feel me? You don't know surfboard? You don't know what ready for this jelly means? Everybody knows that. If you don't know that, then you must not know the Queen's English. Queen Beyonce, or Queen Bee, as they say, all I know is you can not know the Queen's English, but you should know to never mess with the beehive. Okay, that's the Beyonce fans. they go in. So leave them alone, leave Beyonce alone, and everybody will be good. The correct answer is English as used in Britain. English is different in all over the world, but we mostly only notice it when it's spoken because of the different accents and dialects. Since I'm American, I don't actually speak the Queen's English, but my entire life I keep hearing, God save the Queen, God save the Queen. That is just an expression that she's been in danger for a really long time. Is she good? She okay? She's good. You sure? Okay. Question number 5. Which country borders the Himalayas? Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, or Pakistan? Which one borders the Himalayas? The Himalayan range is one of the youngest mountain ranges on the planet, and the name Himalayas derives from the Sanskrit word Himalaya, which means abode of snow. That does sound pretty cozy, but I would never stay in a home made of snow. I mean, I am from Ohio, but I live in California now. My body's adjusted. Once it dips below 60 degrees, it's time for turtleneck sweaters, hot chocolate, and some chili. The correct answer is Pakistan. That's right. The Himalayan range includes the world's highest mountain, Mount Everest. And a lot of people have climbed Mount Everest on their bucket list. I don't. My bucket list is a bunch of things I want to do before I die. But I don't want things on my list that's going to make me actually die. It defeats the purpose, yo. Okay, we got 13,000 people moving forward to question number 6. Who released the album Big Willie Style in 1997? Was it will.i.am, Will Smith, or Willie Nelson? Tickety, tickety, tockety. Although many 90s styles are coming back, Big Willie style is a thing of the past. It's funny how all these guys use different forms of the name William. Getting fancy. You can only make William so fancy. That also means they could go by the name Bill if they wanted to. But can you imagine that? Bill.I.am, Bill Smith, Billy Nelson. Those are some pretty awful stage names. But they would be perfect if they were accountants who wanted to start a rap group. The correct answer is Will Smith. Check it out. Big Willie Style went platinum 9 times and featured snappy hits like Getting Jiggy With It, Just the Two of Us, and Miami. Check it out. The album is now over 20 years old. I forget how many years that is in millennium, but it's a lot because he's successful. So, question number 7. Folderol is a complaint that is what? Sincere and logical, trivial and nonsensical, or organized and professional? Now, we've come a long way with complaints, haven't we? Before the internet, you'd have to scribble your complaints on a note, put it in a box, and then hope for the best. There would be a word for people who complain online and say, I'd give it no stars if I could. That's just cold. Really? You wouldn't give them 1 star? Not just 1? All because they forgot your honey mustard sauce? That's just trivial and nonsensical. That's right. Folderol is an early 18th century word and was first used as a meaningless refrain in popular songs. Like when you hear tra-la-la-la-la or la-da-dee-da-da, that kind of stuff, that's considered folderol. And if you hear Dolly, well, that's Pitbull. Cut that off. Moving forward, question number 8. End is to start as abrogate is to what? Institute, omega, or suggest? Pick now or forever not hold that money. Now, that's a word you don't hear every day, isn't it? Abrogate. Abrogate, unfortunately, is not a type of gate that keeps out the bros. Although I think it'd be a great invention, if I was, almost kind of like a baby gate. Like if you could use it at the gym, just put up a bro gate so those pumped up gym bros and muscle heads can't come and try to correct your form. Hey, yo, Shark Tank, holla at your boy. I got an idea. The correct answer, though, is institute. That's right. Other synonyms for abrogate are abate, abolish, dissolve, or negate. Remember when you want to spice the way up the way that you cancel plans, just text somebody and say, sorry, I have to negate lunch. And they'll be like, I hate that he keeps canceling, but his vocabulary is lit. And I'll be like, show you right. Moving forward with 4,000 people to question number 9. Which rule was never abrogated from professional baseball? One side of bat may be flat, ground rule double, or batters choose the strike zone height. See? Aren't you glad now you know what abrogate is? I bet you all thought that you'd never need to remember what that word means. And here it is, already paying off. You're welcome. If you know professional baseball, you know that they've had a lot of crazy rules over the years. Although I would say, judging by the last few seasons, their only rule is that you must have a beard. That's right. The correct answer is ground rule double. That's right. Ground rule doubles were ruled as home runs as recently as 1930. Any ball that bounced off the ground and over the fence was ruled a home run. The spitball was outlawed in 1920, although baseball players, in general, spitting is widely accepted and encouraged. Okay, guys, third to last question. Question number 10. How many two-letter words can be made that include a C in Words with Friends? 0, 1, or 2? Maybe we should go through some other words that include the letter C to help you guys out. Let's see. There's coins, cash, coinage, riches, checks. If you get this question correct, you'll be one step closer to being a champion. C actually comes from the same letter as G, believe it or not. And the symbol possibly was adapted from Egyptian hieroglyphics. But back then, this game was called Glyphs with Friends. It wasn't as interesting at all. And there was not much winnings to take home. But the correct answer is 0. There are no two-letter words that include a C that can be made in Words with Friends. Somehow, though, I still always try. And it's like, I don't know, the Words with Friends version of looking in the refrigerator. And you better look in the refrigerator for this brutal question. You know what's coming. It happens. You do it to you sometimes. You should be prepared for it by now. You know what I'd be up to. You know how it happened. Hey, get out of here. Get out. Hey, get out of here. Brutal the Bull. If you've been wondering where those brutal questions come from, is that guy. Jeez. Question number 11. I'm sorry about that. The Australian welcome stranger is the world's largest what? Alluvial gold nugget, composite natural opal, or sandstone monolith? Crikey, mates. We're only one question away from the last question in the game. Crikey, of course, is an Australian interjection that is an exclamation of surprise or amazement. But it could also mean dismay. So, no matter if you get this question correct or not, you could still use crikey, as in crikey, I just won, or crikey, I just lost. But if you were Australian, you'd probably say Americans still really think we say crikey? Because we don't, stereotypical, they don't say that anymore. The correct answer is alluvial gold nugget. The welcome stranger is the biggest gold nugget found, and it weighed 66 kilos. How much is that in pounds? Y'all know I don't know foreign metrics. Welcome stranger is also what you say if you met someone who had that much gold. Hey, you! I don't know you yet, but I'm about to. All right, guys, here we go with the last question of the day. For all the money, for all the cheese, for all the quesos. Question number 12. We're doing it to you. Time to get real, y'all. We got $10,000 on the line, and I want you to get you some. The group, the Minor Birds, once included which two then unknown musicians? Rick James and Neil Young, Bob Dylan and Elton John, or Stevie Nicks and Barry Gibb? Minor Birds are members of the starling family and are a lot like crows in appearance, except they're way more exotic looking. So I guess they're kind of like the Kardashians of the bird world? I don't know. Minor Birds are also similar to parrots because of their incredible imitative skills. They know how to mimic very well. That must be why a lot of minor birds try out for Saturday Night Live. Unfortunately, their comedic timing ain't so great. I'm not going to watch that. But first, before I reveal the winners and the answer, tomorrow, Monday, we are switching up the game time. That's right. Instead of our usual time at 6, tomorrow's game will be at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. That's tomorrow, Monday. We're launching the game a half an hour earlier, so be ready for that. All right, here we go. For all the money, the correct answer is Rick James and Neil Young. Before Rick James was a super freak, he was a super beak. Some say the origin of the name was a takeoff of the birds. Others say Rick James had partnered with a Canadian pet store that sold minor birds. So, knowing Rick James, as random as he was, that's probably more closer to the truth. And that is it. Where does the time go? Actually, don't answer that because it might be on the next game. If you got all 12 questions right, that means you're sharing our jackpot of $10,000. Let's see who won tonight. We have 1,002 winners. We have Vickers K. Congrats, Kate and BTS. See your name a lot. You're flexing on everybody. Tom and Hoang, Hola 139. Jason J 1933. Andrew M. It's a lot of y'all. I ain't reading 1,002 names, but I'm proud of you. And come get your cash. Please join us again tomorrow, new time, same place, but an ever-replenishing stack of cash. I have been your host, Iman Crossan, aka Alpha Cat, and this has been Words with President Live. Y'all gotta let me know when he's behind me. I'm leaving. This is crazy.